Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so English is different at South Brooklyn than at other high schools in the city. At a traditional high school, like the one you may have come from, your English 1 class is in the fall of ninth grade, and your English 2 class is in the spring of ninth grade, and your English 3 class is in the fall of 10th grade, and your English 4 class is in the spring of 10th grade. So if you didn't get those credits at some point, we put you in the class that you're in, which is English A. So do not be upset if you earn this credit this term and you're still in English A next term. It just means that you have more of these credits to fill, if that makes sense. And each term we flip, right? So this term we were doing more literary analysis and narrative writing. Next term we'll do more argument essay. And then in the spring, we'll come back to literary analysis, right? So every term we flip the content. So it's always new content, new things to read, new papers to write, new things to think about, but basically the same exact skills over and over again, so that when you come back again, it gets easier and easier because you're learning the skills better. So after you have all 4 of these credits, we move you on to English B in a traditional school. That would be the fall of 11th grade and the spring of 11th grade, where you take the exam. Right now, for a limited time only, the New York State is exempting us from the exam, but only if you're up to the 6th credit, right? If you have all these credits and the 6th, then you can get the exam waived in June. So if your credits look like that's close for you, they will create a schedule for you that lets that happen and make sure that you can get through your coursework by January, so you don't have to take that exam. We don't know what's going on in June yet. That's too soon. Nobody's announced that. But traditionally, usually when we're not in a pandemic, you take English B. Kelly's been the teacher of that for several years. She often works with Dylan, and you'll do some test preparation, and you'll take it right before the exam, either in January or June. Okay. After you finished all that, in a traditional high school, you'd be in your senior year and you'd just do English 7 in the fall and English 8 in the spring and be ready to graduate. Here, we take that to opportunity and we have all these different things that we can offer you. So we have a regular 12th grade English class. We also often offer a service learning class. AP English is always on offer, and Latinx Studies is usually on offer. And all of those are wonderful English classes. I don't think we're doing the college transition anymore, but we've done all these in the past. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go to the Nearpod. I see Brandon's in there, but Yuritsy's not. Do you know how to click into the Nearpod and get in there? Usually it's just a click. If you're using a phone, you might need to download an app. If you don't have enough room, I understand. I'll just screen share and do the best I can to show you my thought. Oh, cool. Second Brandon is on his way. All right. I'm going to screen share and I'm going to keep talking about this Nearpod. So, you know, the most important thing I can talk to you about today, because we're starting a new term next week, and this is very much the last week of this first trimester, is that we need to show up for class in the remote learning world, and how we do that is important. And so I want you to take a minute and you're going to look at this rubric here and you're going to tell me what is true for you. And you're going to be brutally honest, but you're not going to be mean to yourself about it. This is not a chance to get beat up because, you know, yeah, maybe you haven't engaged with anything or communicated with anyone. Just highlight it and notice that, you know, and maybe you're not responding when spoken to, or you're not participating in meetings, right? Or you're only using the chat box, right? And I can't tell whether or not you're listening or not. So you're going to have to tell me, are you listening or not, right? Yeah. Independence. Hey, good morning, sweetheart. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Do you see the Nearpod link in the chat there? Can you click in for me? I'll get it again if you need it, because this is what I'm going over right now. Just setting us a smart girl for next time, because regardless, we're not done with school.
Could you send it to me in the chat?
Yeah, it's there in the chat. Do you see it, baby? It says it's a web link. Yeah, there you go. And you just write your name on it. Make sure you put your last name though, because I got both Brandons in here. And I want to be able to tell the difference between the two of you. All right, so I come down to independence. You know, a lot of students think that they're supposed to be super independent. I don't need you to be. I'd rather have you call me and text me and ask me. Brandon Z texted me last night. I'm sorry I was asleep. I usually am up till midnight. Last night I went to sleep at 11:30, so you missed me, but I got it first thing this morning and responded. But you don't worry about asking me questions. But you might want to watch the video and read the directions first, because the main questions I've been getting are how to hyperlink, and that is actually the subject of the first video on the portfolio task, right? So makes no attempt to read directions or understand tasks. That's if you just don't even read the text or watch the videos at all, right? And it's okay if you're very behind, say so and notice, right? Just notice yourself so that you can make better choices for yourself, because I can't change you. You're the only one that can change you. But this behavior is really the stuff that's going to make you most successful. So if you can regularly use iLearn to monitor your progress and revise things, you're going to do better, right? And then you submit that. So take a second. Let me see how people are doing. And see the next page of this. And so then I'm going to highlight again, take my highlighter, might choose a different color because it's fun. And, are you are you completing all your assignments? Or are you using your technology to do something other than schoolwork? Which I totally understand. There's so many interesting YouTube videos. There's so much interesting content on the internet. If you've got an access, I can totally understand doing something other than schoolwork. Because again, the days are blending into each other, and pandemics just change everything. So no shame, just reflect, right? And then notice how you're doing. If that's not true, right? If you're not giving up easily, if you're here and you're still trying to communicate what you're experiencing as challenge, then mark yourself there. Whatever's true for you, no right or wrong answers, just what's true for you. And you press submit. I'll give you a minute. All right, so now let me talk to you about what a SMART goal is. SMART goals are really helpful. They're scientifically proven to help you change and make changes in your life. And so, to support your success in this remote learning world, which is for the foreseeable future, we can complain and wish that we were with each other in person. I wish we were with each other in person, but this is the way it is. So the next page will let you write on it. Right now, I'm just talking about it. But a SMART goal is specific, right? It's not, I will do better in school. That's too general. It is, I will show up for all my Zoom classes, or I will attempt every assignment the day it's given, right? It's something specific that's really, you can see, because it also needs to be measurable, right? I know I'm succeeding by what? By the fact that my assignments are submitted on time, or that my grades are good, or whatever it is, right? How do you measure that you've done this thing that you said you were going to do? You want to make sure it's attainable, right? You don't want to, nobody's going to fly. So you can't make a goal about, I'm going to fly, right? It's not possible. You have to make sure it's reachable, something you can actually do, right? It's not humanly possible to work a 40-hour work week and do full-time school and keep up with both. That is not really realistic. A lot of teenagers are trying to do it. I get it, but it's not really realistic. So what is realistic? What goal can you set for yourself that is realistic? And then timely, by what time? So you got to set a time for your SMART goal. Otherwise, what am I doing here? Otherwise, it's vague, right? So I need to be able to measure it. And then I need to pat myself on the back when I make that goal happen. All right. So take a minute and write your SMART goal. Just put it right here. I will, and it's not even necessarily for the rest of the trimester, it's for the next trimester this time, right? Because this time we've already been in class and there's no point in